Welcome to another episode of Jewish Softball More Than a Game, where the stories on the diamond go deeper than the box scores. I'm your host, Maddie Lewis, and Arizona was unable to make it again today, but we'll have her back soon. Today's guest is a true example of excellence on the field, in the classroom, and on the global stage. Originally from Newport Beach, California, she went on to build an incredible collegiate career as a four-year starter at Oregon State and Georgia Tech, all while performing in her studies. She earned 2025 ACC Academic All-Conference Honors, was named 2024 Oregon State Scholar Athlete of the Year, and collected Pac-12, RIP Pac-12, Academic All-Conference recognition from 2022 to 2024. She competed on softball's biggest stage at the 2022 Women's College World Series, earned a spot on the Pac-12 All-Freshman team, and since 2021 has proudly represented her heritage and culture as a member of the Israel Softball Association. After earning an undergraduate degree in mathematics and a minor in statistics from OSU, she completed her master's in analytics as a Yellow Jacket. This coming January, she will start work as an engineering analyst in Atlanta. Please welcome Eliana Gottlieb. How are you doing today?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good. Thanks for joining us. Took a while, but finally able
Yes.
to get our schedules aligned and whatnot.
I know we've been like since Prague. Let's get on the pod.
I
We gotta
know.
schedule a pod. So I'm
Everyone wants to
excited.
get on the pod,
Yeah.
but we're working through it. Everyone's got their own lives to deal with, but hoping to gain some momentum and get some more episodes going. But all right, let's dive right into it. So, growing up in Newport, obviously it's like the travel softball hub. I remember going down for multiple weekends on end to showcases and whatnot. So, how did that kind of shape your softball career? Is that how you were introduced to softball? And did you know you always wanted to play in college?
The answer to that is no. Like I started playing softball like everyone in kindergarten. I had a friend whose dad was the coach and she was like, "Come join, come play rec." And I was like, "Okay." And I was playing other sports at the time and stuff and like I always loved softball and I don't think I realized like how serious and how good I could get until I started playing travel ball. And I started when I was in eighth grade, which if you talk to people now, that's really late. And I joined the Corona Angels when I was 13 and I was playing 16U and it was like a whole new world. Like I was like in shock. I was like, oh my God, I think I cried in the car before trying out because I was so terrified. And they were all so much older than me. And like playing for them, and I was a Corona Angel my whole life. Like those girls worked so hard. All of them wanted to play college softball, and I think that's when I realized like I fit into that group and like that was something that I could do. And that was like when the idea kind of came to mind was really honestly the beginning of high school and just seeing like the 16U team, the 18U team, and all those girls who were already committed. And that's what they were like, their path was, and how I fit in with that. That's where, it kind of came to be. And that was a goal that I had set then.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think one, playing up, that always helps, like,
Yeah.
testing your limits at a younger age kind of prepares you for whatever you're going to face down the road. And then also joining a little bit later prevents maybe some burnout, right? Like, because I was
Yeah.
late to the recruiting game too, so I didn't know what was going on. I joined softball my sophomore year of high school. So, like, everything was so new, but I think that kind of helped and still helps today me feel like I still have a lot to learn about the game. Like, it's not like I've been playing it since, I was in kindergarten or something like some of the other people have.
Yeah, I feel like too, like it kind of gives you a good balance of like, okay, softball is my life, but there's also like other things in life too. Like I tried to play in, like I ran cross country in high school and like being a part of another sport and stuff where like you get a break from softball and then when you come back to it, like you love it more and like you're more into it and you're ready to put more work in as well.
100%. Yeah. And you come from a pretty athletic family. Did
Yes.
some research. Your mom and aunt played at UCLA. So did you ever try volleyball? And, knowing that some of your family members played at, the next level, did that kind of play a role in your career too?
I played club volleyball a little bit through middle school, and I mean, my family, I'm not that tall. So who knows how far I would have gotten if I had done that. I think my mom is like also so humble. Like people do not know that she did that and like she was involved with UCLA volleyball. My aunt is like insane. I think she's in some UCLA like Hall of Fame or something like and you wouldn't know, they don't say. So I feel like, they were always like you put your work in and you put in what you get out of it, and like that's what you have to show for yourself. And I think that's like a good lesson that I learned from my mom. I can't, like, sometimes I think about if I had chosen volleyball as a sport where I would be, and who knows, like I'm so happy with softball. So
I
yeah.
think you mentioned it a little bit, but you're pretty humble yourself. I feel like and Z and I talked about this on Tara's podcast. Like, you both are very calm, cool, and collected on the field, and you wouldn't know one way or another if you're playing well, if you're not playing well. Something to be proud about, you know? And I think that probably comes over from your mom and aunt, knowing that you just said that they don't really showcase it too much either.
Yeah, well, thank you. I feel like that's like also something I work on too, is not being too much of an emotional player because softball is so mental. It's so hard. Like you fail all the time and like it gets exhausting if you let that get to you. And like I'm not perfect. I let it get to me sometimes too. I still think about this, something my travel ball coach said when, oh my gosh, I was probably like 14. And we were like in the process of recruiting, all that stuff. And he was like, you need to play. Like, it's the first time someone has ever seen you play all the time. Like, you never know who's walking up to the stands and is seeing you at the first time. And you can't let everything in the past affect you at that moment because this is the first time that they're seeing you play ever. And like, if you play like that all the time, like, you're going to play better, you're going to have a better attitude. And that's like something I think about is like, it's the first time that everyone's ever seen me play and they don't know about like everything I messed up 5 minutes ago. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. And so moving forward, you become a 3-year starter at Oregon State. Talk about that program and how it shaped you into the person and player you are now.
Yeah, when I got to Oregon State, we were an insanely young team. Like that team that went to the World Series was like, we were 75% underclassmen. Like there was like a graphic up on ESPN and it was like 15 freshmen, like six sophomores, one senior, and one junior. And
That's
so
rare.
like, no, it was really crazy. And like that group of freshmen, like my freshman class, shout out to them. We worked so hard because we were like, you get into college and you don't really like you think you have an idea, but it's like you
Right.
don't. You like don't really know what you're expecting, how much work you're gonna have to put into. But we put in so much work as a group, and I feel like we kind of had the mentality that like we literally had nothing to lose. Like we were just a bunch of 18-year-olds and like we had everything to prove. Like no one thought we were gonna win anything. No one expected anything out of us, and we had a really awesome senior pitcher, and she was so good for us. It was a great group, and I think we just kind of put like everything else aside and was like, we have everything to show, and like, let's just go out there and see what that gives us.
And I mean, that's an experience that we all dream about one day, right? And
Mhm.
only few get to actually live it out. So what was it like when you ran out on the field,
Oh my
knowing that the
gosh.
cameras are on, like there's so many people in the stands? Talk to us a little bit about that.
I remember the very first moment. So the buses, like they drive you kind of like behind the field when you first get there. And we were the game after, I forget who was playing. It was Oklahoma and someone else. And so Oklahoma
Of
always
course.
brings
Yeah.
like the huge crowd, whatever. So we're driving up in the middle of the Oklahoma game. And I was like on the side of the bus that was closer to the stadium. And I like looked out the window and you could see the whole stadium and all the fans. And it was just like packed. Can I curse? I was like sitting there and I was like, holy shit. And like it was just packed. It was loud. And I was like, I got like a pit in my stomach. I was so nervous. I was like, oh my God. Like this is ridiculous. Just like that moment was an I hit me moment. And then also the first moment, like standing out on the foul lines, like during the national anthem, reading the lineups, and like you could see we had our parent section and looking up, and like just that was like so far away. And then like you looked, and I played outfield, so everyone's behind me, like yelling at me, and I'm
Mhm.
used to, just a regular school stadium that like maybe has outfield seats, maybe not, but
Right.
if they are, they're not like jam packed. And I like would turn around in center field and there was like 300 and probably more people behind me. And I was like, oh my God.
And I feel like knowing who you are as a player, like the fact that you had a pit in your stomach, you are so calm, but in that moment, obviously it's on a bigger stage
Yeah.
and whatnot. So how did you kind of cope with that mentally? Like as it went on, did it get a little bit less? Yeah.
No, it got better. I can remember like the first at bat of the first game like being on deck, I'm pretty sure I was like holding the bat like
So many thoughts going through
um
your head.
yeah, like I don't even know what was going through my head.
Yeah.
I always think that like, and sometimes when I get nervous too, like I just need to have an at bat, like one at bat and it'll all go away and everything will sit. And like once you get involved in the game, like your nerves settle and it's like it becomes normal again. So I think with that, like reminding myself I know how to play softball, like I played softball to get to this point. Like it's
Right.
just more softball in like the simplest way. So just kind of getting through that. And I don't know if the nerves ever left the entire time I was on that field, but they definitely got better.
And that means you care, right?
Yeah,
Like you kind of want to feel a little bit of nerves just
yeah,
because I don't know, it's again, it's a stage that most players dream about getting to, so you kind of want to take it in as much as you can, and those nerves just happen to come with it.
yeah, yeah. And I
So,
think about like now too, I'm like, oh my God, like I went there and I played there. Like that's crazy. Like sometimes
mhm.
I forget about it and like that I did that and it comes back. It was just unreal.
Yeah, that was really cool. I remember watching some of your games on TV too. I should have asked this sooner, but coming from Newport, where it's warm and sunny all the time, how did you find yourself at Oregon State where it's a little chillier? And what was that adjustment like?
Well, I always loved the cold weather. Like I wanted to go somewhere cold, so I enjoyed it. The rain, I definitely had to get used to the rain. I think that was more of an adjustment than the weather, like rain and then like gray skies. It's very gray there for a lot of the year. But I would always joke like it would be barely raining and like my family would be visiting me and they'd be like, "Oh my God, oh my God." And I'd be like, "Guys, like it's fine. Like it's not
Like this
even."
is normal.
I mean, here in Newport, it never rains. And so
Right.
when it rains, things change. And like you get to the point in Corvallis where it has to be like really, really dumping and storming for people to change the way they're doing their everyday life. And so you have to build up, get used to that. I think now, like throwing a wet ball from the outfield, like doesn't even faze me. That's just habit. You get used to weird things like that. So as an adjustment, it definitely took me like a year to understand the Corvallis seasons and the weather and stuff, but I liked it. I like the
Yeah.
cold.
It's probably nice to know that you could always go back to Newport,
Hmm.
right? Like your family's there. So it's not like you're going to be leaving the sunshine
Yeah.
forever. But I think it's important to like live in different places and experience different weathers and whatnot. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like I had that too when I moved to Atlanta because I moved in the summer and I had been in Oregon. Summers in Oregon are hot, but like it's cold most of the year and stuff.
right.
And then I moved to Atlanta in August and I was like, what is humidity?
Yeah, right. Let's talk a little bit about Georgia Tech. So, earned a starting position there, and we just mentioned it, but you graduated from your undergrad after 3 years and transferred to Georgia Tech. What was it like being a transfer? How did that differ from, the 3 years that when you were at Oregon State?
For me, it was like a little nerve-wracking at first because, you're going into a program that was completely new, and I also did not know anyone that was currently at Tech or had played there before. So I was going in pretty blind, and so that was nerve-wracking about like what to expect. But I think that doing it as a grad transfer was, helpful for me because I had so many years of experience and like I knew who I was as a player, what worked for me, what didn't, but I was also kind of excited about getting like a new coaching perspective and just a whole new experience and seeing with that like what else can work for me and then also learning other things that don't, not everything is going to be the same for every single person. So I think that was like kind of my ideas and my experience going in. It was hard originally, the transition, like being an older player and like figuring out how the balance of like being new, but also I was a grad student, like I had experience and stuff, and finding that balance of fitting in and like knowing you're new to the program, but also being able to like offer your advice and stuff as well.
Yeah, totally. Like you've been around the block before, but you're also like, I don't want to overstep because this isn't
Hmm.
my program yet. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
At what point in the season did you kind of feel like, okay, now I'm a little bit more comfortable here and now I can offer whatever knowledge and experience that I have to the younger girls and kind of be a little bit more lax in myself?
I feel like it took me like kind of through the fall to really feel that way, just because, you have your fall season and like learning the way that the team does things. And, people are so different also in practicing games and just getting a feel for all the girls and stuff before I really felt like super comfortable around everyone. That doesn't stop you from like giving little bits and pieces of advice and then also learning from girls at practice. And we had a freshman left fielder who I loved. She just reminded me of me when I was a
Uh-huh.
freshman.
Yeah.
I even told her, I was you're literally me as a
Mhm.
freshman. And I was like, if you ever want help, like you want advice, like please come to me. And she had an amazing season. So I was so happy for her freshman
Mhm.
season. Sorry, sidetrack. I'm kind of a big believer of like your play does more than your words,
Yeah.
and like just leading with example and doing well. And then to me, like if I'm playing well, then I feel more comfortable speaking out and stuff
Right.
because I don't want to be the person that's all talk. And kind of finding that balance, especially with just the new program and figuring out how they work.
I'm the same way. I won't be a big speaker, but when you are playing well, obviously it's a little easier to like speak out. But
Mhm.
regardless, like I agree. I think your actions speak like 10 times louder. There's certain roles that everyone plays on a team, so I'm the same way. Just like kind of let the work do the talking. Similar boat that I'm in now. I mean, Z and I talk about this all the time. Z's still a little bit younger than me, but I mean, when we first met you and some of the other girls, you were in high school, you know? So it's really cool for us to see how you guys have grown and like become your own people, right? Because in high school, it's like we don't really know what's going on, right? You're kind of just like trying to develop who you are as a person, but similar to how you were feeling with that freshman, I just think it's really awesome to know that like we were in your shoes at one point, and had really good mentors, and you kind of want to just be that person.
And it's like crazy. Like now I'm thinking about training camp in Vegas, and I was like 18 and all the
Hmm.
girls were like 25, and I was like, what am I doing? Knowing like who I am now, I wish that I was like more bold to ask them questions and like felt more comfortable to just like talk to them because now I'm like, why don't they say anything to
Hmm.
me?
Yeah, I mean you want to be a sponge at that age, right?
Yeah.
But you
Yeah.
also you don't want to like be annoying. There's a balance. Well, I think your play speaks for itself. Like one of our teammates can attest that you're like one of the most consistent players. I would say like mentally, physically, just what you do on the field. It's fun to be part of, but I think a lot of people don't know that you're also really smart and, earned a lot of accomplishments in the classroom. So, how did you prioritize school with such a rigorous athletic schedule, especially being in the ACC where your travel schedule has got you bopping all over the world?
With school has always been important to me, and I think like you have to like school. And if you don't like it and you're challenging yourself in your degree and you're playing high level college softball, like you're gonna struggle. You have to like school, or it has to be important enough to you to like suck up not liking it.
Mhm.
So I think the fact that like, and this is I'm gonna sound so nerdy. The
It's
fact
okay. You need to surround yourself with nerds.
yeah. The fact that I liked school like helped a lot because I was like, I don't mind going to class. Like I don't mind doing my homework and stuff. The biggest thing, like you have to learn how to manage your time. And like everyone says that. I was a math major. I had so much homework. It was stupid. But you have to learn like, okay, I have 30 minutes in between this class and practice. And instead of sitting on my phone for 30 minutes, like I have to do my homework and like taking advantage of those like little times because that adds up and getting your work done in those little times, like that's how you stay on top of all of your things. And then like that gives you the free time Saturday night to do what you want to do.
To let go a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it also gives you sort of an outlet, right? Because, softball is every day for, sometimes 6 hours a day, right? If you're including weights and conditioning and practice as well. So if you can find a balance and realize, like, okay, I have 3 hours here to study, but that's also going to take my brain away from whatever's going on at the
Mhm.
field. So, like, you can kind of find an escape in the different things that you're doing in college.
Yeah, I feel like I always try to be like, you need to have a life outside of softball. And I think with studying math and with my master's program at Tech, like just that by itself was a life outside of softball because there weren't any student athletes in those programs, but also like finding, something a little more fun outside of softball as well. But getting that break and then like being able to go back and forth between like two kind of separate lives, it really helps.
Yeah, no doubt. I agree. Now, shifting gears a little bit, let's talk a little bit about Israel softball and that whole experience. So, you've been on the team for the last 5 years, right?
2021, I was a senior in high school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. How has that experience kind of shaped your identity? I know you grew up Jewish, obviously. What's it mean to, be playing for a country that
Yeah.
means so much?
I have like loved every single year that I have been part of Israel softball. I mean, it's been a very chaotic journey for me with citizenship and everything. And everyone says this, but like being a part of Israel softball, like you connect with your teammates on like a deeper level through religion that like you don't have anywhere else. The girls on Israel softball are the only Jewish softball players I know. I don't know any other ones. And like having that connection that you don't have with, like your college teammates, your travel teammates. It makes us better friends. It makes us better teammates. We all understand each other better, and it just makes it that much more fun. I look forward to all Israel softball stuff like so much and for months ahead of time. I always leave feeling like so fulfilled because you get to represent something and you get to be a part of a group of girls that like also want to represent that and like share the same values and share like the same kind of life stories growing up, and it's been so amazing.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, we see each other once or twice a year, but I feel like we all pick up where we left off, like
Yeah.
right away, which is really cool to be part of. And obviously, with everything going on, it's a safe place, like something we can fall back on, something we can feel ourselves and represented and just like prideful in who we are.
We don't see each other often, and it's like you don't even realize that we're not together all the time and that we don't practice, every month with each other and all
Mhm.
that stuff. Like you wouldn't know unless you asked. And I think that's just so amazing.
How do you feel Israel softball and the experiences you have there differs from playing in college?
I think like also going back off of like the not practicing together all the time, like with college you're surrounded with those girls 24/7. And so you kind of you learn a lot more about your teammates just because of the time that you spend with them. And it's obviously an advantage, like getting more time together, like it's better. But because we don't have really the opportunity to do that with Israel softball, that time together that we have, we like really focus in on that and like take advantage of every single minute that we have. It's almost better because we're all like, this is the time that we have, and we really are like so focused in on it. And we're like, what can we get out of this time? And everyone is like locked in, like no distractions, all that stuff. It's easy to take like a break when you're doing softball 24/7, but when you just have that like week before, not even week, like 2 days before our tournament, we're like, okay, we gotta
Yeah.
figure this
We
out.
gotta get our shit together.
Yeah, we're like,
Yeah.
okay, we have 4 hours today and 4 hours tomorrow, and then we play Japan. So
I always ask this question, what moment stands out the most from playing internationally, whether it is playing Japan or another team? You've been part of multiple Canada Cup and multiple European championships, correct? We did Maccabi
we
together.
did Maccabi.
Yes, 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 yes.
I don't even remember. We did the pool play games of the U18
Right.
European Championships, which was forever ago. Sidetrack, funny story. We were traveling from Israel to Prague for the U18 Euros, and
Yeah.
we had like 10 girls, and Leah was our coach. We were playing Poland, like we need a catcher. And Leah was like, all right, like you're up to me. And I was like, you know what? Okay.
Lefty catcher.
Yeah, except I was not a catcher. I had no catching gear. And so we're like, we need catching gear. So we told Yoel, and like, we're at the field. Like, we're at the field. We don't have catching gear. Like, we're warming up for the game. And like, Yoel, like, disappears behind some tent or thing, whatever. He goes out in the bushes, and like, I'm not kidding you, 10 minutes later, reappears catching gear.
Sounds about right.
Like, yo, like what? Like, where did you get that from?
That's
He
good.
only
That's
had
so
a
on
chest
par though. That's just like
protector.
what he
No,
does.
like,
Yeah,
he only had a chest protector and knee pads. And so after every inning, I shared a helmet with the Poland girl.
that's tough. That's tough.
And like after every inning, I would put the helmet like back on home plate and
That's kind of a good example of what international softball is,
yeah,
though, right? Like
yeah,
we're all just out there trying to play softball, even though we come from totally different backgrounds and religions and cultures. That kind of like sums it all up.
yeah. Oh my gosh, it was. I had my outfield glove on and I didn't know the pitching signs. And Leah was like mouthing to me what pitch to call. And I was like, I didn't know how to like hide the signs of
You're
like
like,
what numbers. So I was just out there like,
yeah, that's funny. That's
so, oh
good.
my gosh, what a time. But more recent favorite event, let's see. It's so special when Hatikva comes on, and I would say that too. Like you cry, and it just like when you sing it, it means so much. And I would say that that's probably my favorite part of playing every time. But I want to add something else too. You know, we deal with so much off the field with like not, especially recently, like not being able to wear Israel softball stuff when we're not at the field. When you see us coming to and from, like we're following security guards and they're checking out the dugout in our bus before we get like off and on. And I think just like bringing light to that situation and the fact that we all still show up and that we all still want to be a part of this and that we're all still proud to be a part of it is just something that's so meaningful to me and like brings me back. And because like it's important to me about being Jewish and I'm like proud to be Jewish and I'm proud to be a part of this team. And the fact that there's like another group of girls that is willing to say that and do that as well is really amazing.
Yeah, 100%. You know, I don't think twice about showing up to a tournament because I know I have 13 other girls behind me that are strong enough and proud enough to want to do the same thing. And that makes it easier and kind of justifies your decision to do that, right? Like
Yeah.
it would be scary to do it alone, but because we have a team who believes in it and coaches that, you know, have our backs and a whole support staff. That's why the Jewish people are so resilient and continue to show up every single day.
Yeah.
So now you're, or you
Yeah.
just graduated.
I just graduated and
Congrats.
starting work, real big girl job in
Hmm.
January.
Yeah, welcome to the real world.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your new job. You'll be staying in Atlanta.
Yeah, so I'm staying in Atlanta. I'm working as an engineering analyst for a transportation and trucking company. I was an intern there last summer, so I have a little bit of an idea of what I'm getting myself into. Basically, I'm kind of doing a data science role, so a lot of coding.
That's
Yeah, so
awesome.
starting that in January, I'm also gonna be helping out with little travel team in the Atlanta area as well. So staying a part of softball too.
Yeah, that's important. And before that, though, you and your sister are going to Israel to
Yes.
volunteer. Do you know what you're going to be volunteering exactly?
A little bit. So we're going 8 days volunteer trip. It's kind of a little bit of volunteering everywhere. I know there's some stuff for JNF. There's some stuff down in the south. There's like one day in Ra'anana. We're staying in Tel Aviv, and I'm excited. My sister has not been to Israel since we were like maybe like 11. It's like my sixth time, maybe in the past 3 or 4 years. Hey, I
Yeah.
know where we're going out. I know where
Mhm.
we're going
Yeah,
to
yeah,
eat.
yeah.
Like,
You can show her around now.
so yeah, I'm excited for that part. I'm actually really excited about volunteering, see what the group is like that we're going with. So
Yeah, that's awesome. I want to do that in February, and I think especially after October 7th, like it's gonna, you've been back since, but
mhm.
I feel like that's gonna be a completely different feeling for me. The three times that I went before, it was like prior to all this happening. Obviously, there
Mhm.
was like other issues and whatnot, but yeah, when you went back for the first time, was it a different feeling from like the other times you had been there?
Yeah, so I was there last December, like a year ago, with my dad, and we went down to the south and we went to the Nova sites and to the kibbutzes that were raided. And I think like I knew it was gonna be bad going there, but I was like standing there in, someone's home covered in like bullets and like shots on the walls and like everything is rated, and they had posted they printed out the last text messages of them sending like to their family, like, I hear them outside, I love you. And I feel like with social media it's like hard to wrap your head around it, and then like standing there it was like, oh my God, you really think about like if that was you and like what you would do, and the fact that that's like real life and that's happening. Because like you feel like a disconnect through social media. There's like two sides to everything, and standing there was, it was so awful. We saw all the memorials at the Nova site. I can't even put into words. You just feel like sad and
Yeah.
terrible, and then you feel mad that like people did that to
Right.
people. Someone asked like, should I go? And like 100% you like, it's so sad, and like I wouldn't want anyone to like feel those feelings about going there,
Hmm.
but like 100% you should go there and learn about the stories of what happened to these people and see for yourself like how horrific and terrible it was, but also just to like learn, and you connect with Israel and you connect with your Judaism, and it makes you feel like stronger and more proud to be who you are.
Yeah, well said.
Thank you.
I love what you said, and the fact that you can go there and like stand where they were. For me right now, because I haven't done it, it just feels like so far
Yeah.
removed. Something in me is like drawing me back to the country even more because of hearing experiences like you just mentioned and seeing the social media that you kind of have to take for a grain of salt because you don't really know what's true and what's not. But I want to feel that sort of connection, and I already do, but I think I'll feel it even more like, going back after October 7th. I don't think I have any more questions for you. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Not that I
What'd you
can
do for
think of.
Hanukkah?
We're having a very chill Hanukkah at my house. We just light our menorah and say our blessings every night. Nothing special.
Did you make any latkes?
No, not yet. We're waiting. My sister's
Oh,
still
right.
slow. We're
Hmm.
waiting for her to come back, and we'll have like, we're going up to LA to see some of my other family. So we'll do something then.
Grandma Judy?
Yeah, Grandma Judy will be in
Let's
LA. My
go.
cousin. Yeah, so that will be our one night of Hanukkah
Okay.
celebration.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
get any presents?
Oh, I got a new phone, which was like,
Ooh.
I'm very,
Like the 17 or whatever?
no, I'll show you. It's the 16, but it's the small one.
Oh, the mini.
My phone, I had the 11 and it was dying.
Yeah, I have a 12. Like it has to be charged like every 5 minutes.
It died at least once a day.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like always on 30%. I'm like, how did this happen?
Yeah. So it was a very nice gift, and it was very needed. So,
Nice.
yeah,
Shout out my
we're gonna
man.
do some very late Hanukkah gift shopping while in Israel.
That's a good place to shop, though.
Yeah,
It's
that's my
can't
plan.
go wrong.
Yeah.
Well, sweet. If there's nothing else to add, we can probably wrap here, but thanks for sharing your story. I'm glad we can make it work, and it's been so fun being your teammate the last couple years, and we still got a few more in us. We're not done yet.
I know, we're not done.
Alrighty, I will see you soon.
Okay, bye. Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah.